we are supposed to expand this logarithmic expression. Expanding means taking a single log, like one of these, and rewriting it as a sum or a difference, or in this case of the exponent property, taking an exponent and writing it in the front, that counts as expanding as well. So using one or more of these properties to go from this version to this version is called expanding. If we went the other way, it would be called condensing. So let's see which property we're going to use. Before we can really get started, let's deal with this square root symbol. So understand this. Look, if I have the square root of, let's say, AB, that's the same thing as the square root of A times the square root of B. So that's what I have with the 2 and the 3. So understand this. I have log base 5 of 7, and this is the same thing as being times square root of 2 times square root of 3. I just split this up separately. And that's so I can do this next thing. Well, I don't know. Which thing do I want to do next? Maybe now would be a good time to do the product property. Let's take a look at that again. The product property says if you have the log of things that are multiplied, it expands as more than one log with addition. So that works with 3 things as well as 2. So I could write this as 3 separate logs with addition. So this would be log base 5 of 7 plus log base 5 square root of 2 plus log base 5 radical 3. Okay, and you would think I'd be done, but I'm not. Look up, I don't see any square roots anywhere. Why not? Well, let's talk about another property of really square roots. The square root of something is the same thing as having the 1/2 power. Alright, so when I'm expanding and condensing, very often I need to rewrite square roots as a 1/2 power. So in this case, whoops, there's supposed to be an L in there. I've got log base 5 of 2 to the 1/2 power, and log base 5 of 3 to the 1/2 power. Now, the reason why I needed to do that was so I could use the exponent property. If I have an exponent, I can put that in the front, and that's considered expanded form. So now I have these 2 exponents that I just created, so I can take each of them and put them in the front of the term. So this didn't have an exponent, so that's just going to stay the same. But this 1/2 is going to come in the front and be 1/2 log base 5 of 2, and then 1/2 log base 5 of 3. Now this is getting pretty close to what we have up here. It's looking like B is going to be the answer. The reason why it doesn't quite look the same yet is because this would be the same thing. Anytime you have 1/2 of something, it's the same as dividing by 2. So 1/2 of log base 5 of 2 is the same thing as log base 5 of 2 divided by 2. So similarly, this would be the same thing as having log base 5 of 3 over 2. And it's this form that they chose to use. So if you compare that to this, boom, that's what it is. So the answer is B.